Hello. So, oh god, we are not in focus. We're gonna really quickly. Do that. Make sure we are in focus. If it'll focus. Oh, whatever. So, sorry if it's not focused enough. Welcome, guys. Hello. Good evening, folks. How's everyone doing on Thursday night? Yeah, I figured I'd do this now, get it over with. Got two topics we're gonna cover today. We've got broken down schedule, football schedule. I know I'm a bit late to that, and what decided this year's March Madness. So, taking a look at Broken Arrow's schedule this year, it looks like it'll be a very. Hold on, let me do. I need to do it anyways. Welcome. I did not do anything. Everything good? I wonder what YouTube did. So, by the way, I'm not being forced to do this. I was watching UFL today, and I just had the idea of doing this. And yeah, no force here. So again, going back, let me see. So searching up. All right, pulling it up here. All right, pulling it up here. Here's what we're dealing with. So looking at the schedule, let me pull it up on stream. This ain't no ordinary schedule. This is going to be an interesting one. So we have Bixby. We have 5 rivals. We have Edmond North, Union, Owasso, Mustang, and Bixby. Yes, look, I don't want to talk about personal stuff at the moment. I'm on stream, but yeah, I'm sorry. When I'm tired, you know me, when I'm tired, brain don't work. So again, taking a look at this real quick, you have real quick. The moderation has gotten more stricter on YouTube, so yeah. Again, this schedule is brutal. Looking at it, so you have an easy win against Harvard, get revenge for Bartlesville, easy win. Then you get an easy win on the road. I'm sorry, you get an easy win against Bartlesville, and then you get a somewhat easy road. At least Bedlam this time is going to be at week 2, so that'll be fun. So that means we get to take care of one of our rivals early, and then we'll go to Owasso on 9/11. That'll be a home game, so we'll go road, home, and I believe Owasso. These 2 teams right here, Owasso going to give us a struggle. Union's not. Union's been terrible. Look at what happened last year. Norman North gonna be an easy win. Edmond Memorial easy win. Westmore is gonna be a freebie there. So you're looking at going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins so far in just the first week. So they'll be either 5-0 or 5-1. Owasso might be the only one we lose to, but we'll see. I think this year's team's going to be a lot better. We'll see about that in the long run. So there's that. But then we get to the gauntlet at the end. We have Mustang, Southmore, Bixby, and Bixby and Southmore are 2 teams we've not faced yet in a while. I think since 2018, I believe. So it's been quite some time since these 2 have been on our regular season schedule. But yeah, Westmore, Mustang. So it goes Mustang at home, Southmore at home, and then we go on the road to face last year's national title champs, the Bixby Spartans, which should be, if Broken Arrow is somehow undefeated up till that point, that will be an awesome fight. And then you get Edmond North on the road, and then the playoffs will begin. But as it stands, this is an easier schedule than last year's. If we compare last year's schedule, looking back on this here, this was the 2025 schedule. Look at this. At Bartlesville, Fayetteville, but then you had Mustang, Owasso, Union, and it's definitely not the easiest cakewalk. This looks a lot more simpler, but then when you get to these, you had some of the bigger ones, Mustang included. So you got two. You had to face Mustang. We had to face Mustang twice. Owasso we faced, and then Union one. But you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. The only two. So the two replaced this year is UConn and Edmond Santa Fe. Edmonds replaced Bixby. UConn's replaced with Southmore. Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, again, looking at this here, this was easily the best year for Broken Arrow. But now it almost. I mean, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase all what I just said. It's harder this year than it was last year because you get 2 free wins at the beginning of the season, but then you get Mustang, Owasso, Edmondson FA, which Edmondson FA gave us a really good scare. And then Union, and so like it's not a cakewalk. But then if you look back to here, let me go. Looking back to here, it's definitely a lot harder because now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. You have 3 national or previous national titles, state championship winners, 2 in-state rivals, and you have 3 separate border rivals, Edmond Memorial and Edmond North and Norman North. So yeah, this right here is going to be nightmare for Broken Arrow, especially this Busted and Bixby. But Owasso and Union and Mustang and Bixby right next to each other is crazy. So yeah, that's the 2025 football schedule for Broken Arrow. Let's get so now let's talk about. So in my humble opinion, I think UConn won the national title in March Madness. I don't think it was Michigan. I think Michigan got away with a lot of stuff, and I think that Michigan was just they didn't feel like they earned that title. So from my honest opinion as a fan, I think UConn, in my opinion, was the official national title winner of March Madness, and I'll stick by that until I die. However, we played the game, 1 game sample, Michigan won. So what happened? How did Michigan? What did it take for this year for this year's national championship to win? Is that what I even titled this thing? What did I even title it? What decided? Yeah, what decided? So again, I think what decided this was the sort of what the Oklahoma City Thunder did in the NBA, which is instead of going for pure talent, you go for depth and physical toughness. Michigan was all that this year. They were dominant on the floor. They were dominant inside the paint, outside the paint, from 3. They were dominant from inside the rim. Their defense was basically Oklahoma City's could probably match up with Oklahoma City's defense too. So yeah, I think that if UConn played them again, I think that Michigan would have won. And the reason I wanted to make this video is not to praise Michigan. Obviously, I hate them, but I'm just saying I think the reason Michigan what decided this year's was everyone had a weakness that they got exposed either in the tournament or in the regular season, and that weakness was their downfall. Michigan was the only team to come out of the regular season with no weaknesses. There was absolutely no way to attack them, to defend them. There was literally no weakness to defend against them, which is why they demolished and derbied everyone in their path. including Arizona. And so, I mean, we thought Arizona was going to win it all, but Michigan is just, they were on a different level. And I think when you have that depth of field, it makes all the difference. Oklahoma City has shown it showed it last year, Rich. If you have enough depth and you have enough pieces that you can keep a game going and slow it down, if you slow down a game enough, you can win it. And if you speed it up enough, you can also win it. And Michigan sped up the entire UConn game. They did not want to play their UConn's way, and that's what ultimately ended up causing the downfall of UConn. Did I think UConn won against Duke was a fluke? Maybe, could have been, whatever. We saw the game. We saw the Duke and UConn game. I don't think it was a fluke. I think it's just. I mean, you got to remember one game sample size, and from what we saw on screen, UConn would beat Duke every time, and it's not like the NBA where you get 7 games to fight it out. One game, and that one game determines your entire season. And it just so happened that Duke, and again, that play is going to be studied as one of the worst chokes in all of sports. I think that's worse than the kicker missing on wide right in football. That's how devastating it was. Because had Cameron Boozer not made that mistake and just held on to the ball, UConn would have had to foul. They would have went to the free throw line, and even if they missed it, UConn would have still had to set up a prayer, and Brandon Mullen would have not gone off that legendary 3-point shot from half court. So this year's what happened? All right, real quick, we're gonna go to a break while I talk with someone real quick. Actually, no, we're not doing a break because we're gonna get through this. Use my actual text, babe. Use my actual text, babe. What happened? Tell me. I'm gonna do both of them there. So yeah. Anyways, to wrap it up, Michigan was just on all 5 parts of the basketball. They were dominant inside, outside, shooting, guarding, defending. You name it. It was the reason they blew out everyone in their path, apart from that early loss in the season. And yeah, so at the end of the day, you gotta admit, Michigan just, if you have enough depth on the court, you can just send a wave after wave after wave after wave of people at the problem. And in basketball, that's always going to get you the win over pure talent. And Oklahoma City and Michigan showed us exactly why you don't need talent to win. That talent doesn't win. It's knowing the simples and the basics that gets you the win. So that is it for me. I hope I got everything cleared up and taken care of. We will see about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a brand new street. I think tomorrow I will be good for an all-nighter. We'll see. I've still got to figure out what to do with the schedule because a lot of this has been pushed back again. Again, I'm so sorry about that. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. Depends on what I want to do. Because lots coming up this week. And we might do a birthday stream. Where you probably will do a birthday stream on Thursday because next Thursday is my birthday. Turning 19 years old. Yay. 1 year away from being able to go to 2 years away from being able to go to a casino. So, I'm going to go to bed.